pencils organized for Mario's class. Because I like Mario's class so much. These are water pencils. The second pencil. Oops. Oh no! Mario will be so angry. Oops. Why did I shake it? Get ready for Mario's class. I'm so happy. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know it is, but our moms don't want to buy it. Let's go to outside down when we go to school. Yes, I wonder what we're learning today in Mario's class. Yes. Yup. Oh, I remember. Okay, of course. Hey guys, I'm going to climb. I need something to wash it down. Some milk. We like a milkshake in my stomach. Gotta shake it up. I gotta shake those bananas and milk. I'm gonna eat some sugar. Alright. So shake it to make a milkshake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake slower. Shake it while you line. Yeah, that was a milkshake. Mario's class. Mario's class. Mario's class. Ugh. Ow! Yeah. Now let's go to class. Toilet papers and the garments. You want to take them out? No. It's rude to take them out. Yeah, we did a write 100 sentences yesterday. Man, that was terrible. I don't want to do that ever again. Well, we still have a little bit silly, but never again. Never. Yeah, never. Forget it. I'd rather go. Wait on me, Anya. I think that's the school bell. Well, time to wait on our teacher.
Hello class, Mr. Pea Body here. Mario has ate some bad tacos last night, so I will be taking over for him just for today. His tacos went right through him. You would not believe. It was a horrible sight to behold. He had to run to the hospital, literally, and to get treatment. Pepto-Bismol has failed him. Of course, you know, I, or may not know, I am a history teacher, so I will be teaching history. Let's do it again.
History teacher? I thought it was Mario's class. I guess I have to deal with it.
It is Mario's class, but I'm teaching history. And I'm going to jump around just a little. Yes.
I like history.
Yes, there's quite a bit of it to learn. I'm going to jump around. I won't stick on one subject because I'm only here for today, and after today I won't be back. We get out from behind the desk so I can teach better. So, you all are here. I see all of the desks are full. Are all of the desks full every day?
Yes, they're all full every day.
Good. So I'm going to assume everyone is here. Don't need to call roll. Alright, I'm going to start with Christopher Columbus. Does anyone know who Christopher Columbus is? Anyone? You can raise your hand if you do.
I don't know. You talking to my name?
I'm talking to anyone who may know the answer. Who is Christopher Columbus? I'll tell you because I don't think you know. But by the time I'm done, you will. I'm such a good teacher. Christopher Columbus was the one deemed to have discovered America, but it was also said that Leif Erikson, a Viking, was in America first before Columbus, but Columbus still, for some reason, got the credit. And because Leif Erikson was very friendly with the American Indians, they thought Christopher Columbus would be too, but to the surprise and shock of the Indians...
So boring. So boring. So boring.
Come up here, Come up here, young man.
Me? Why?
You seem to have something to say.
Why? What am I supposed to say? Well, what I said back there, this class is so boring.
So boring. Then come up front.
Why?
Come up front. Sit on my desk.
Why?
Stop saying why. Now you're going to be the attention getter through the whole class. One word out of you, and I will send you to the principal. Now, what I was saying was Christopher Columbus. The Indians thought that he was going to be super nice, like Leif Erikson, and just do some trading and then leave. But in actuality, he went back and told the Queen about what is now the United States, and the Queen of England decided to attack the Indians and conquer it and take it over.
Really?
Yes.
Did she get away with it?
Yes, she did get away with it. But the French also heard about America, and they wanted it also. So there was a war, and the French and the English band together to defeat the Indians, and then after that went on to fight each other. Napoleon Bonaparte, who was French, actually owned quite a bit of the United States, but he sold it to fund his war with Russia, which he lost. And the American Indians, a lot of them were completely gone, and then they were put on reservations to live. Are there any questions about that little excerpt before I move on to something else in history?
What exploits?
Excerpt means small piece of something.
Small piece. That was quite interesting. So who won that war about that America?
Well, after the war with the Indians, and the French and the British divided to fight each other, the British got the United States. But because they were taxed the way they were in England by the Queen, and the taxes to this day in England are extremely high, so the King and Queen can afford a luxurious lifestyle while everyone else suffers under their mighty horrid thumb. And this is true. You can see it in the horrible prices there, double or triple anywhere else, and the taxation is brutal. So they fought against.
Oh my God.
You're going to get it. So anyway, there was a revolution against England, and people took up arms and fought against England, and then America was formed as a country of its own, totally detached from England. I was going to call it United Kingdom. Totally detached from England and became a country all itself with its own president and everything.
So who was the winner?
The winner was the people who declared freedom from England and the Queen and the King and the taxation, and the United States became a country all by itself that had nothing no longer to do with England whatsoever. So next we're going to go back a little bit farther. We're going to go back to the Roman days. Does anyone know who the Romans are?
Romans, those are those people that wear those hats, and they scream, and then they probably live in tents. Do they?
Some may have lived in tents, but they mostly lived in homes. The Romans were also fierce fighters and went to war with Greece and numerous other countries. But as almighty empires, they all must come to an end sooner or later. So Rome came to an end. The Romans were well known in history to be furious, ferocious fighters, and they had big mohawks on top of their helmets when they went into war.
What is it?
I thought I heard you mumble or something.
I did not.
When we're done, you're going to write an essay for me, 500 words, as punishment for your behavior in this class. Failure to do so will result in a failing grade. Does anyone have any particular time or date that they want to ask me about that I may or may not can tell you any history?
So you mean no history, you saying?
I mean, does any of you have anything that you want to know about any certain time in history? Start over.
Any time of history, I never known about history. I don't know what times, and I don't know what to say.
Okay, we'll talk about recent history that's not that old, the 1980s. None of you were born in the 1980s or lived through it, but it was a good time. The 1980s was a wonderful decade, as was the 1950s. Those were good times. The 1960s were stress, wrong times, and horrible things happened. 70s was not much better, but the children of the 80s were really had it going on. It was really a nice time. Great TV shows. Great times, great fun and happiness. You could watch movies and laugh. You could watch TV and laugh. You can have fun. But those days have definitely come to an end. Hopefully history does repeat itself. So hopefully there'll be another decade like the 80s soon. Yes.
How long did that last?
How long did what last?
That good history.
You're talking about the 1980s like I'm talking now?
Yes.
The 1980s was a decade. A decade is 10 years. So every decade has its own time, its own music, and everything. So the music that you like, your children will not like it because it is decade driven. I have a joke for you children. A horse walks into a Coca-Cola stand. The Coca-Cola attendant says, why the long face?
You again, Mario. What is
Madam, I am not Mario. Passed out with one arm up. She assumed that I was Mario because I'm in his room. What a shame. People are going to have to get a grip on themselves. Hasn't she seen a talking dog before? I earned a degree in college when I was only 6 years old. Madam, you need to come to at once.
How are you so huge?
It just happens that way. Who are you?
I'm Miss Natalie.
Miss Natalie. So why are you in Mario's classroom, which is mine today?
Because Mario always said jokes, and when I saw you, I had to...
You must not like talking dogs. They're very intelligent and very smart and earn degrees at an early age. So, a decade is... yes.
Well, she can't do nothing to you. She can only do stuff to Mario.
You're absolutely right. I would surely break out the fangs on her if she tried to manhandle me or grab me in any manner whatsoever. That would be harsh and unlikable and damaging to my person. So, getting back to our teaching. We will learn... Anything to say?
No.
Alright. So a decade is 10 years, and like I was saying, so the music that you like, your children will not like. And the music that your children like, their grandchildren will not like, your grandchildren will not like, and so on and so forth. Everything is decadal. Okay, I want to ask you something. TV shows are in the 90s. So what was the first TV show, the TV shows like, the first television, I should say, not TV show. What was the first televisions like? Anybody know?
Me.
Okay.
Can I do it this time?
You two keep doing it. You.
Me?
Yes.
The first televisions, there was big, but there was a small screen on it that had to put magnifying glass on the screen to see it.
You are really a clever clot. That is very true. The first televisions indeed were so small you had to watch them with a magnifying glass. And did televisions have sound when they were first created?
Yes. I think I know. No.
You're absolutely right. TVs did not have sound. Sound came along later. What about color? Were televisions, the first invented televisions, were...
We don't know. Yes, we don't know.
The 1950s brought what they called the modern times. When refrigerators were at their high sales, they were coming in, electronics was coming in very good in the 1950s. They called it the nuclear home. Men worked, women stayed at home, cared for the children. It was a wonderful time, the 1950s, as well was the 80s. And they called it the modern home, and they would show off all these electronics like new radios, kitchen appliances like refrigerators, toasters, dishwashers, things that no one had ever seen before, and things that would help women around the house, and automobiles that were also flourishing, up to date, running better, without a hand crank start, paved roads. The world was really coming together in the 1950s, and men and women worked together, not against one another. They worked together to create a home for themselves and their children. Yes, Miss Natalie?
We're already getting some out of you.
Why is that?
You started talking about that history stuff about men and women. I am getting very angry.
Why would you get angry? The 1950s was wonderful for males and females.
Forget it. Tired of you. I wish our class wasn't next together.
From your behavior, madam, I'm beginning to wish the same thing. The 1950s also brought eases for men, not only women. There were lawnmowers created for men to mow lawns that had motors, running engines. There were automobiles that were created better and more comfortable, more reliable, and created at a cheap price. Everything was going good in the 1950s. And America just had come out of a Great Recession in the 30s, or Great Depression, in the 30s, and then come out of a war in the 40s. It would be World War II. So everything was going fine and dandy. We will forget about the 60s. The 60s is a very no-no time, very no-no decade. 70s brought funky TV shows like, I say it, then I can't remember any. The 70s brought funky TV shows, and some were created and it also brought better music called heavy metal and rock and roll. So, and also, is there anything else anything you want to ask about the 1950s?
1950s. What I was going to say, when the first television was first created, when you started talking about that.
Let me ask Alexa. Let's cut it out. Alexa, when was the first television created?
Philo Taylor Farnsworth is generally credited with the invention of the first fully electronic television with a demonstration to the press in 1928.
I don't remember the name. 21 minutes already that I've been teaching. So, you all did good in class with the exception of one person, and I hope you tend to straighten up in the future and better your life.
I would just wait until he says we could go.
You better wait till I tell you can go. I did not say it. Okay, children, you've done very good. I will give you your grades, and you write your 500-word essay and bring it in tomorrow. I will come in early to collect it, and then I will grade it and give it to your teacher, Mario. So that is it. You children can go home now and have a very nice evening. And I will see you, well, I won't see you tomorrow. I'll just be here to pick up the essay. And then Mario will see you tomorrow. I hope you have learned something, and I hope you enjoyed class today that was taught to you by Mr. Peabody. The reason I did history all over the place instead of stayed on one subject with a lot of detail is because history is so fun, and there's so much of it, and there is a lot of fun parts in history. It is all not bad. A lot of it is very good. And I wanted to let you dive into at least a little bit more than just one subject so you can learn about a few things. So, goodbye, children, and I will see you later. I'm going to go ahead and leave, and you children can get your things and follow. So, goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Peabody. Goodbye, Mr. Peabody. Goodbye, Mr. Peabody. Who's got a voice like that?
My
Would you wait till I get the camera?
Yeah.
It's a speed demon. Yeah.
What I wanted to do is guess eat my banana. Ugh.
Don't walk them so fast. Speak up. Man, their heads.
So you want to write that big giant essay? That's the second time. 100 words yesterday, and now I have to write this essay now. Well, you should not do that. I only got it one time. You got it 2 times. Yeah, I don't like it.
Hurry up. Need to get these girls out. Wrap it up. Memory cards are full.
It's good?
Yep.
It's good? So,
Speak up.
goodbye all about Santa. Hit the bell button and thumbs up. Hit the like, subscribe, and share. And subscribe to our channel. And you have to do all that other stuff I can't say. So, I see you later. See you later.